From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
Well, you're definitely going to need those air conditionings in tip-top shape, especially if you live in the valley, even some of the higher elevations. And if it's not working so great, you might want to give Dennis's Heating and Air a call to make sure that you can stay cool during this heat wave. Let's talk about the heat wave before we go into the deeper dive forecast, kind of the story behind the weather. We go into Kruger's Quickcast, where you can just watch the forecast in a couple of minutes, and you're good to go here. So let's get you out the door here for tonight. Now, tonight, it's going to cool off a little bit here. We're talking about temperatures low to mid-60s, a little bit warmer down to the south. As you can see, about 67 degrees for Chico. Oroville, you may struggle to get out of the 70s, but I do expect temperatures to mainly be in the 40s, some 50s for the higher elevations, and there you can see along the coast in the mid-50s. Now, as you're heading out the door tomorrow morning, it may be a little bit more mild than it has been, but we're still looking at about 68 degrees for Redding at 8 a.m., mid to upper 50s for the higher elevations. And that'll pretty much be here for the coast as well. All right, so we look at Futurecast here, and really we're not going to see much in the way of fog here for the coast. Tomorrow morning there could be some patchy fog in some areas here, but by the afternoon we're talking sunny skies, not only for the coast, but not to mention out towards the higher elevations for the rest of us as well. So for tomorrow, it's getting even hotter. 105 degrees for Redding, 102 for Chico, and in the 90s for many of the higher elevations. In fact, most of the higher elevations, with the exception of Tule Lake at about 88, 100 Trinity Center, as well as Weaverville, Hayfork about 103. We got those temperatures around 70 out along the coast. So let's take a look at your 7-day outlook, because that heat, it's going to be around for a while. In fact, really through the rest of the week. Temperatures kind of peaking Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We start the dip over the weekend. We'll see a more noticeable dip here as we take you into next week for the valley. Taking a look at the coast, I do expect to see temperatures around 70 through Friday, temperatures dipping after that, and by Tuesday of next week, not to mention the inland area seeing a chance for some showers possibly. We'll take a closer look at that here in the longer range forecast. Maybe a chance for a few isolated showers, maybe some thunderstorms on Friday for the inland areas and for Weaverville. Again, we're going to take a deeper dive into that as well. That's also the case for Mount Shasta, El Turris, and also into the eastern mountains as well. The peak of that warming trend next couple of days here before we see those temperatures drop down into the 70s and 80s as we go into Monday and Tuesday of next week. All right, that's your quick cast. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our deeper dive forecast. Again, the story, the more detailed story behind the forecast. So we got the warming trend this week, warming back up to the triple digits. We already saw that in many cases here for today. I expect to see that even more so by tomorrow. Not as hot though as we go into the second half of the weekend and especially early next week. And again, that chance for showers and thunderstorms possibly for some of the higher elevations. So let's start off by the winds and of course the fire danger, right? So the winds, I'm expecting, as just like today, as we go into tomorrow and going to your Thursday, overall, the winds will not be that bad, mainly below 15 miles per hour. The problem is the humidity. As the heat goes up, we're going to see the humidity levels begin to drop. That's pretty typical and standard. So that's going to keep that fire danger elevated here as we take you into the next several days. Because you can see as we go into Thursday, still very dry in the single digits for the valley, and not to mention the eastern mountains. So our fire weather risk for your Wednesday, we're in the high to very high range for the valley, even central Siskiyou County, and in that moderate category for many of us in the eastern mountains. On Thursday, conditions may actually be a little bit worse with the high to very high range, and also for central Siskiyou County, and in that moderate to high range off to the east of that. So we look at the temperatures, they're peaking tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. Temperatures start to drop again, and I'm expecting we'll be around normal by Sunday, Monday, dropping well below normal by Tuesday through Friday of next week. So yes, we've got this heat wave, but it's not going to be here forever, and we've got much cooler weather to look forward to for next week. So this right here, you see this little dip in the jet stream? That's what we call a trough of low pressure. Now, this was not a very cold, the origination where this trough low pressure came from was not up from the north, it came down from the south. So it had just more mild air associated with it and also pushed this bubble of heat back down to our south and east. That allowed our temperatures to drop on Labor Day. But today, as that moved on out, high pressure is building in, there's that heat building back in. Now, as I mentioned, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is the peak of this heat, kind of over Northern California. And what we're going to start to see happen is by Friday, we're going to see the development of this next trough of low pressure. Where is it originating from? Again, from the south and west. So it's not going to drop our temperatures down significantly as we go into Friday, Saturday. Still over 100 degrees in the valley, but it's this trough of low pressure we've got our eyes on. This is what's going to keep that heat over the desert southwest and allow our temperatures to continue to drop as we go into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. And this will also bring with it the potential for some rain. All right, we'll take a look at that long-range forecast here in a bit, but let's take a look at our future cast over the next couple of days. So tomorrow, yeah, mainly sunny skies for the coast, and not to mention sunny skies everywhere else over Northern California. Hey, let's just go ahead and repeat that here for your Thursday without much change in that cloud cover, but getting even hotter on Thursday. Now the long-range future cast is showing that by Friday, yes, a chance for showers and thunderstorms for all of the mountain locations, including the inland areas. Now, this particular forecast model has been having a hard time going back and forth as to whether or not we'll see that activity again on Saturday. So for now, I'm pulling it from the forecast in most locations, although I do anticipate to maybe still see some leftover thunderstorms over parts of the northern Sierra. Now check this out. Remember that storm system that's riding to our north? That'll be here by Tuesday and could bring some rain to places along the north coast, inland, and maybe even western Siskiyou County through the day on Tuesday, and then that will push through Tuesday night. We'll see if that materializes into more rain on Wednesday, but for now it looks like mainly a Tuesday night event for now. Taking a look at the wave heights, they are dropping as we go into your Wednesday. Let's take you into Thursday. It looks like we're going to see a slight increase in those wave heights. So, looking at the marine forecast, bottom line, no small craft advisories and no hazardous seas warnings, for example. The wind's not that strong, the wave's not that bad either. There you can see your high tide and your low tide for tomorrow. Okay, so here's what we expect here for tonight. Temperatures mid-60s, give or take, depending on where you are in the valley. Mainly in the 40s for the higher elevations, although some areas seeing more like the 50s, like Weed, about 54. 50 for Mount Shasta City, 57 in Weaverville, and in the mid-50s for the coast. Let's take a look at our neighborhood forecast, detailed, and yeah, it's getting hot, right? So Trinity Center, Lewiston, about 100 degrees. Over 100 degrees in many spots, especially on the Highway 299 corridor. Even around Hayfork with 103. 96 Ruth, 94 degrees out in Mad River. We take you out to central and southern Humboldt County. Temperatures over 100 degrees for many of the inland areas. 83 though for Blue Lake. 71 in Eureka and Shelter Cove, quite warm and about 78 degrees. There's a look at your forecast for the inland areas. There's a chance for showers Friday, and again, not only the inland areas, but the coast could see some showers here on Tuesday as well of next week. There's about 82 degrees for Smith River, 72 for Crescent City, Trinidad, a high of about 79 degrees, of course, over 100 degrees inland. Your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast. So I've got that chance for showers, thunderstorms on Friday, nothing on Tuesday, because if we see anything, timing-wise right now, looks like Tuesday evening, Tuesday night for Siskiyou County if we see any rain. Again, that's next Tuesday. Otherwise, it's hot. 102 for Happy Camp. I-5 corridor in the mid-90s, give or take. 87 for Tennant. And Doris, a high of about 90. Modoc County, I've got that chance for showers and thunderstorms on Friday. Temperatures upper 80s and low 90s for your daytime highs. Eastern Mountains, 80s and 90s, 92 degrees out in Shingletown, but cooler in Viola at 85 degrees, 92 for Susanville. Quincy, though, quite warm with a high of about 97 degrees. Here's your valley neighborhood forecast. Temperatures, once again, about 100 degrees or higher for most cases. 99 for Elk Creek, 100 for Orland, Corning a high of 101. We take you up north, 105 for Redding. Red Bluff, about 102. 99 for Whiskeytown and Lakehead, and 104 out in Bella Vista. So here's a look at your 7-day outlook for Redding. And there you can see those temperatures. Yeah, I mean, it's hot Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, over about 105 degrees, right? And then Saturday, we start the drop in our temperatures, but still a hot start to your weekend with a high of 100. Mid-90s for Monday, Tuesday. Look at that. By Tuesday of next week, We're talking temperatures in the upper 80s. That's your evening update. We'll see you here at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning and, of course, live on Coffee with Kruger at 7 a.m.
We're the locals down the street. The neighbor you come to for advice. A nest egg for the golden years. A loan or a new account for that growing business. What started in Chico 50 years ago has taken us all around California, providing big bank lending power and high-tech service, while keeping our relationships personal. We're still the locals down the street, no matter where your street might be. Tri-Counties Bank, California's local bank.